How does art reflect society?
It's an expression, art can be an expression of problems in society. It can also be an expression of solutions that we present to society.
And it can be a way of sending messages to people other than just like speaking out. They can express it in a way that not a lot of people really do.
Yeah, without words.
What emotions can easily be reflected through art?
You can reflect anything through art, how you feel that day, or like an emotion that you felt in a previous time, something that affected you. So you can reflect any emotions through art.
And even by not using any words in your art, you can get a message to the person who's like looking at it, analyzing it. You can basically just get a message out, whether it's dark or cold or light or happy, that's the message you're trying to get through.
Like Jack said, how you use color and like line can define your emotions. You don't have to use like exactly words to describe your emotions.
What makes art meaningful?
People.
I think what makes art meaningful is like the amount of effort that people put into it and the way that they express themselves, and anything can be art.
I think like the uniqueness of like who creates the art makes it special.
How can art relate to life?
I think like the like work that Macrosis and the two art classes did like reflected in life how like people collaborating, work together to create like one big piece.
And art can be all different kinds of things. You can have an art piece that's more abstract and maybe doesn't like have as much detail, but then you could have another art piece that has a ton of detail and a ton of color and like kind of like relates to life, because everything can be different.
In your opinion, why do people make art?
And they make art to express themselves and to like express themselves, also like send a message or an idea across that they want to convey.
How can art reflect the artist's understanding of the world?
I think like similar to the last question, it reflects the artist's like belief and their like values.
What was your challenge with the
I feel like just everybody had different ideas in the beginning, and I feel like putting them all together to make one cohesive piece was kind of challenging, but the overall ending turned out well.
And also, like, to add on to what Cassie said, like, sometimes you thought you had a good idea at first, but then when you got to putting it all together, you realized that that idea maybe didn't work for this project, so you kind of just had to adapt to whatever Maximus thought was the best idea.
You know, what I thought was interesting about that is like we had these 3 giant panels and we each had our own ideas on them, like each class did, and then we hung them up together. And when Maximus came in, he like was able to unify these 3 ideas into one kind of bigger idea, and I thought that was really interesting how he could bring together so many different people's ideas into one cohesive thing that kind of connected all of them.
What inspired your ideas for the mural?
Well, when he came in, he was talking about the overall idea of wonder. That was his thing. And everyone came up with like different ideas in the class and throughout the different classes. So I think everyone was going off the idea of wonder, and he just tied it all together.
As you worked to identify the 3 panels, what was easy, what was difficult?
You mean unify the 3 panels?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like taking the aspects from each of the three panels and kind of combining them into one big thing, which is kind of what Maximus did for us. He kind of set that base background of like the cities, kind of city in the night kind of sunset thing. He kind of set that for us, and then we built off that.
And then some of the colors, you want to make sure that it was like the theme of the other two panels. But then Max Moses was also there to kind of lead too.
What do you consider art?
Any expression.
Yeah, like anything you really want it to be. You could like have a random drawing with just a few lines and that could be art. It could be really anything you want it to be.
Which emotion is more difficult to express through art?
I think they're all kind of equal. It's just how you use colors to. I use color most to express my emotions, and how you use color most to express your emotions. And they all, the more complex you go, the more different colors you bring together. And I guess that's harder, but the basic emotions I think are pretty easy to express through color.
Why create art?
Well, I guess like depending on the type of person you are, if you're more shy or you don't really want to put yourself out there with like speaking, you can do it through expressing your emotions on a piece of paper or really like a wall or anything. Like what Max Moses does, he spray paints on walls and does a graffiti. And that's his way of getting his idea out to basically anyone who wants to look at it.
Yeah, like Jackson said, like how speaking is like something you need to do over and over again. If you make one piece, it can like be almost like a legacy for yourself with that one piece, and it can be a message that whenever someone looks at that piece, it's a legacy they always think of.
How might art change the perspective of a viewer?
I think there's like a lot of different ways that you can interpret art. When, like for instance, like when we're in class and Mr. Devane shows us like a piece of art, and we all have like different opinions on it, like what it can mean, what it can mean.
What was most helpful having Max Moses to work on the project?
From like his experience with graffiti, like silent artwork, was definitely like really helpful. When he like was like a lot of us used stencils, and then he just like went freehand and like completely like brought all of the three panels together, and that was definitely like really helpful.
I definitely thought it was a unifying effect that he brought. That he was able to bring together all three panels in like kind of one big thing.
He was also very like decisive, and like if you had an idea and he didn't really like it, he would like, tell you something else to do to make it better, or he would just come up with all these ideas, and he just was very like, I don't know what's the word?
Commanding.
Yeah, like he just would take charge basically. He wasn't afraid to take charge.
What were some of the reasons certain colors were chosen? For example, why did you choose to put blue and yellow lights?
Well, we kind of went off, as Hannah said earlier, the word wonder, and he was talking about the Wonder Bread, and that was the primary colors, I think, like red, yellow, and blue. So we kind of started off with that, and then each class, like for ours, I think we focused on orange and stuff like that. So that's what we like based our thought process off, and like our colors.
I think we started off with orange because it was McDonough, and then he came in with red, blue, and yellow from the Wonder Bread, and it kind of like formed together into one.
Why is it important to reflect on your own or others' art?
I think you can get better by looking at someone else's art, and you can basically get better from looking at yours too. You can see that you made a mistake and next time you won't make that same mistake, or you can get an idea from another artist.
And I feel like the whole art like community gets better by looking at and like working off of students.
I think you can also become a little more open-minded even if you're not a huge artist. If you look at artwork and you see that someone has a different idea than maybe you have, you can blend both of those ideas together to come up with, I guess, like a more educated idea.
What can somebody do in their art to bring about emotions?
Other than color, because I think colors come up a lot.
Like shapes of the lines, like jagged and like smooth and then like light, even though that's similar to color, but just like the darkness and the lightness can work.
And like the strokes you do with your paintbrush, like you can have different textures.
And the composition of your piece, so what's in the foreground, what's in the background, what you want to bring forward.
So I'm going to invite those of you who haven't asked a question to ask that question now. Those of you who have, I ask that you just sit back for a moment and allow those that haven't to really bring their questions to the room.
How does art represent a time in history?
Or art can represent, like, it can represent a bunch of different times in history just by the style it's being used during that time in history. So it can represent like the type of people that, like, ideas during that period of time, or like broader things about life and anything time that were believed in.
What helpful feedback did Max Moses offer? Was it easy or difficult to receive feedback?
Well, the feedback with him telling us that maybe a few of the ideas weren't going to work for this project were probably hard, because we kind of just had our mindset that all of our ideas were going to fit into the project. But then when he would like tell you that maybe your idea wasn't the best idea, we're going to do another idea, that was kind of hard to accept. But in the end, it all kind of came together and it worked out.
So I think by him, like, rejecting your initial idea, it helped you create and, like, elaborate on a different idea that ultimately helped the entire mural as a whole.
So you brought something up in one of the earlier questions. You had talked a little bit about collaboration and sort of the ability to be flexible. Like Jackson said, the idea that you have, all of a sudden you come back the next day and it's gone. So talk to us a little bit about, because these are all wannabe artists, collaborators, and students, and they can gain knowledge from your wisdom, if you will. So what advice would you have for them as they move forward as an artist, or as they move forward in learning how to collaborate well? And I'm actually going to ask if each of you answer that question. Sorry to put you on the hot seat, but I think you guys each would have a different piece of advice to offer. So if everyone, starting with you, my friend, could really offer that bit of advice, because I think they can gain a lot from hearing you.
I think the most important thing is to listen and be open-minded to, like, what other people have to say about your art, what ideas they have to give about your art. Like, Miss Devane will give each of us like 4 or 5 different ideas, and we'll give her some of our ideas, and we'll collaborate with each other on what might be the best idea for a piece to shine the most. And that's really important in both art and in life, to listen to what other people have to say and kind of take what they're telling you and both apply it, and also like apply it, but also take it like with a grain of salt and be able to use like your own, determine your own voice in that also. So listen, but also let your own voice shine through also and share your own voice.
Yeah, similar to what David said, I'll let you guys like